Welcome to our presentation for the Business Analytics project about Dogpool, Natalia. As we are passionate about dogs, we really appreciate the chance to be involved in such an exciting project. So, how did we get here today? We heard about the project from your consultants Chris and Giles and were very impressed to hear about your dog sharing service, the passion you bring to the business and the strong community of more than 5,000 members. We know that you, Natalia, want to see the business grow, and with our presentation today, we would like to provide you with a strong basis for making decisions about Dogpool's future, based on the analytics results that we will share. Let's start with the agenda for our presentation. For our work on the project, we used the business analytics methodology and structured our presentation according to the steps of this framework. At first, we focused on understanding the current situation of the organization before analyzing how Dogpool creates and captures value by using the business model canvas. Afterwards, we identified the areas of highest leverage for business analytics and implemented the analysis in the next step. Finally, we offered some ideas for possible future innovations of the business based on our analysis. As a guidance, we provide you with a mini version of this agenda at the bottom of each slide to facilitate orientation during the presentation. At first, to understand the situation of the business, we drew a rich picture that provides us with a holistic overview of the organization, its stakeholders and environment, by incorporating the complexity of the whole system in one picture. The generated overview allowed us to identify the major issues Dogpool is facing. For example, in our list of issues, we have identified Dogpool's reliance on Facebook as a major problem, as the company could delete the group anytime. Moreover, the background checks to ensure trustworthiness of new members cost you, Natalia, a lot of time, which is likely to become worth with stronger community growth.
So the business model canvas allows us to understand the functioning and the nature of the current business model to help us identify opportunities for business model innovation. The model also helps us to identify which sort of business analytics to prioritise in order to yield the most value for the company. In the business model canvas, we've highlighted some of the major issues that you're currently facing in red. We've also highlighted the value proposition that we believe is facilitating connections between dog owners and non-dog owners to ensure that dogs receive all the care that they deserve. We aim to ensure that any further developments clearly projects Dogpool's value proposition and your personal passion for dogs. Having looked at the business model canvas, we identify mobile app viability analytics as a major project that will create high value for Dogpool. This is because a mobile app will provide a platform that can connect dog owners and non-dog owners seamlessly, but can also provide a solution to some of the major pain points that you are currently experiencing, such as automating the background check in order to save you time. This brings us on to the analytics implementation. During mobile app viability analytics, we calculate how many servers Dogpool should rent, depending on a variety of factors. The first step is to structure the problem in the form of a dependency diagram. The dependency diagram displays all the factors involved in the calculation and maps out the interrelationship between them. The blue boxes represent the input values, the orange boxes represent the factors that we have to calculate to identify how many servers to rent, and the total profit is the eventual output.
Based on the dependency diagram, we built a basic model with a fixed demand growth rate of 1.64 in Excel, so you can see that if the number of servers change, total profit varies. If you add one server in this yellow cell, you would achieve profit until month 5, but after that, a loss is observed every month, so the overall profit at the end of year will be negative. Therefore, this might not be the best option for you. In the case of 140 servers, the company observes a continuous loss until the 10th month, and the final loss figure would be negative, which is not optimal either. To visualize the trend of profit depending on the number of servers from 1 to 170, we have created this graph. Based on the analysis, we provide 3 different strategies for Dogpool. As you can see, 5 servers are the minimum to make profit, and if more than 135 servers are added, the business makes a loss. The maximum profit is achieved when adding 65 servers per month. Furthermore, adding 98 servers would allow you to meet all demand. The first strategy is focusing on avoiding risk, which is shown in the light blue region. Here you can add 5 to 64 servers per month with a steadily increasing profit. This strategy incorporates a lower financial risk as revenues are higher than costs, while initial investments remain relatively low. However, you will not be able to maximize the profit and meet all user demand in this 1 year period. In contrast, strategy 2 focuses on maximizing profit. When you add 60 to 5 servers every month, you can get a maximum profit with relatively low initial investment. However, the firm would not be able to serve the full demand. Our third strategy allows you to focus on community growth. From 66 to 135 servers, we would observe that the firm would be able to serve more users as the unmet demand is continuously decreasing. However, profit in this scenario would show a downward trend because server costs increase significantly. We recommend you not to add more than 98 servers per month, as after this point, the unmet demand is not further reduced, while the profits continue to decrease.
Then we made a demand sensitivity analysis to test what would happen to the profit if Chris's forecast was not reliable, and the demand growth rate would be significantly lower or higher than the 64%. For example, if the demand growth rate was only 40%, DocPool would have a much narrower profitable range than the 64% growth rate. When you're choosing more than 41 servers, you will make a loss. This means that the risk-averse strategy 1 would be more suitable, as you would make an even higher loss when choosing the second or third strategy. In another case, if we assume a higher demand growth rate, let's just say 90%, the profitability starts when the number of servers exceeds 20, and within the range of choices we originally recommended, both the second and third strategy can be even more profitable than in the 64% forecast scenario. Another aspect to consider regarding the sensitivity analysis is that the other factors, such as the subscription fee and the cost of servers, might change as well, affecting the profitability of DocPool. When we use the simulation mode to forecast the profit, we randomly measure the growth rate for each month based on the probability of occurrence of different growth rates in the range of 60% to 65%. As we keep changing the growth rate, we can see that the profit curve changes. This graph is a result of combining 10 random simulations. From 5 servers to 65 servers, the profit forecast is relatively stable, whereas the variability increases from 65 servers onwards. Although there are some varieties of the curves, the overall trend stays the same. That is, if the growth rate only varies within a small range of 60% to 65%, then our 3 strategies are applicable, although the volatility of the second and third strategy is higher.
So based on careful deliberation and analysis, we came up with some ideas that might be useful for the business. With the help of McKinsey's 3 Horizons framework, we have been able to divide all the ideas into 3 horizons carefully. Basically, the framework provides a structure for companies to assess potential growth opportunities without neglecting present performance. So in Horizon 1, we focus on improving performance to maximize the remaining value. Making the brand image synonymous with your ideology is extremely important for us. DocPool's identity is its moral value proposition, which is nothing but primarily based on your doctrine, and we would highly recommend you to create a brand image which is virtually the same as your ideology. So Horizon 2 encompasses emerging opportunities, including rising entrepreneurial ventures likely to generate substantial profits in the future, but that could require considerable investment. The 2 main ideas we would like to highlight here would be investment in digital marketing by targeting the residential demographic, and developing a mobile application with a specifically designed personalized section based on your story. Horizon 3 contains ideas for profitable growth down the road, and we cannot emphasize more on the capability of DocPool to venture into the healthcare sector. Introducing a new Talks for Therapy feature on the mobile application or website would not only incorporate the value proposition, but subsequently build a new path for you and DocPool.
Thank you very much for joining us today, Natalia.